One night I was asleep in my house. The night was quiet, until I heard someone calling my name from outside. It was Fod, my cousin, standing there with his mother. I got up, opened the door, let them in, made some tea, and we sat down. Fod looked nervous. He said, "Something strange happened to me. I don't know why I came to you, but I felt like you're the only person I could talk to." Then he started to tell me his story. He said he was at home one evening playing PlayStation when his friend Faisal called and said, "I've got a quick trip to Al-Agami. It's a long and empty road. I don't like going alone. Come with me?" Fod hesitated, but agreed. Al-Agami is a coastal area near Alexandria. Half of it is government-owned land, the other half full of abandoned villas. But the road to it? Long, deserted. They call it Road of the Columns. Just sand and shadows on both sides. Fod said he hates isolated places, but he went anyway. On the way, Faisal said, "I'm actually staying for 2 nights at my uncle's villa. Too much work to drive back and forth. Stay with me. It'll be fun." Fod tried to say no, but after a lot of convincing, he gave in. As they drove deeper into the dark, the streetlights vanished. Only the headlights lit the way. Fod dozed off and woke up to the car shaking violently on rough terrain. He yelled, "Why did you leave the road?" Faisal said, "The car was stalling. I got scared something would go wrong." And then the engine died. Completely. The road was nearby, but empty. No signal, no help. Then, in the distance, Fod spotted a faint light. Like tents, maybe? They walked toward it with just the phone flashlight. Faisal shouted, "Hey, anyone there? Our car broke down." A man appeared. Tall, dark-skinned, silent. Sudanese, maybe. He said nothing, just walked back into his tent, then returned, holding a jerry can of fuel. They told him the car already had gas. He filled it anyway. They thanked him. He didn't say a word, just disappeared. They got in the car, and this time it started instantly. Fod said he tried to laugh, but something in his chest felt wrong. A few minutes later, a black SUV pulled up beside them, same speed. The driver, pale skin, wide eyes, was staring directly at them. Then, back to the road. Then at them again. Faisal said, "That guy's off. He's dangerous." The SUV stuck close for 7 whole minutes. Then, the driver signaled them to pull over. Faisal hesitated, but stopped. The man jumped out of the SUV, rushed over, looked into their back seat, and muttered, "La ilaha illallah, a'udhu billah. There is no God but God. I seek refuge in him." They asked what was wrong. He said, "There was someone in the back seat, a woman, wide eyes, staring at me." Then she vanished. They checked. Nothing. They told him maybe he imagined it, but he said, "No. I know what I saw." And just like that, he left. Fod was shivering now. Faisal turned on loud Quran recitation. They drove the rest of the way in silence, until they reached the villa. Old, broken, iron gate creaking loud as they pushed it open. Glass shattered. Furniture overturned. Everything abandoned. Fod said, "I felt like someone was watching us from between the trees." They walked upstairs. Suddenly, they heard a cough. Deep, old, behind a locked room. Faisal froze. Fod panicked. They ran out, jumped in the car, and didn't stop till morning. But the story didn't end there. A few nights later, Fod's younger brother started acting strange. They found him sleepwalking on the roof. His back, scratched like he'd been clawed. He didn't remember a thing. Just said he'd been hearing someone calling him from above. He said he wakes up with food all around him, half eaten, but he never remembers eating. The family moved out, first to their uncle's, then rented a flat in Al Agami. But the horror followed them. Lights flickering on their own, dark shapes in corners, shadows watching them. One night, Fod felt a cold hand on his shoulder. When he turned, no one was there. But in the mirror, he saw a man, half his body inside the wall, half out. His mother started dreaming of drowning, of burning, and always. Fod was saving her. He said, "We can't live like this anymore. And in every dream, I see myself coming to you, Adele, like you're the only one who can stop this." I sat in silence. Didn't know why they were telling me this. I told them, "Give me time. Maybe I can figure something out." I felt a sharp pain in my stomach, excused myself to go to the bathroom. While walking down the hallway, a thought hit me. The Queen. Al Gandur, the Jinn Queen. Her voice, one I hadn't heard in years, whispered clearly, "Tell them you have the answer." I went back, and before I could stop myself, I said, "I'll fix this, but only if you go home today. Don't ask any questions. We'll meet again in 1 week." I shook their hands, still stunned. It felt like I was watching someone else speak through me. They left. Days passed. Normal life returned. I told myself, it's over. But 1 week later, I heard someone calling from outside. "Adele! Hey, Adele!" I opened the door. It was Fod, with his parents, his brother, arms full of gifts. They came in. I said, "What happened?" They said, "Everything's fine now, just like you said, and just like you told us, don't ask, and don't you ask either." Fod's father took out a sleek box, placed it on the table, and said, "Thank you, Adele. You gave us our lives back." Then they left. I was speechless. I opened the box. Inside, a wristwatch. But not just any watch. An expensive one. I sold it later for $35,000. But the moment I held it, I remembered the promise. "Your problems will disappear," the Queen had said, "but you'll pay the price." And as I looked around my empty house, I realized the price hasn't even begun.